Vision it to look like this?
I had no expectations. See, that's why you don't know what I envision. I had no expectations. I come into every situation the same.
The only thing that he's missing is a championship, or to compete for one. He's not going to put his personal financial situation in the way of the team's success, right? I don't believe.
Yeah.
Right?
Cole's the best player in the world, man, and just try to play off of him. I mean, he does a hell of a job making it easy for myself and everybody else as well.
Russell Westbrook has the weakest pair of hands of any point guard I've encountered because, frankly, Westbrook has performed best when paired with Joker. His statistics with Joker are remarkable, and Westbrook is undeniably one of the top point guards in history. He boasts over 200 career triple-doubles, led the league in scoring 2 times, assists 3 times, and finished in the top 10 of MVP voting 6 times, even winning the award in 2017. However, following a chaotic and frankly awful stint with the Los Angeles Lakers, Westbrook was considered washed up and, to some, even a negative presence in the locker room. Just a year ago, he was viewed as a player who could energize a team off the bench, but now everything appears to have shifted. What changed with Russell Westbrook? Why was he unable to replicate his current performance with the Lakers or Clippers, and has he truly returned to his former self, or is this merely a phase? More importantly, can Russell Westbrook be the crucial element that propels the Nuggets back into contention for the Western Conference? Before we dive into the content, be sure to like, subscribe, and enable notifications to receive the latest NBA updates. What's up, everyone? Russell Westbrook was a total failure with the Los Angeles Lakers. He was brought to LA in a trade that sent Kyle Kuzma, a first-round pick, Montrezl Harrell, and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope to the Washington Wizards. This
field, and he came in here. This is a guy who's a first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the greatest point guards to ever play the game. And what I admire so much about him, aside from the leadership and toughness that he brings every single day, is he's got no ego. He says, I'm playing with that guy. I'm going to play through him. I'm going to make him better. And if I do that, that means I'm doing my job to help this team win. And he came here for one reason. That's to help us win a championship.
You can tell how much Mike Malone loves Russell Westbrook. He's a guy who loved Westbrook's game before he was ever a Nugget. And when he got the chance to work with him, he knew exactly what to do to unlock his offensive potential at age 36. He's got averaging a triple-double.
I mean, we don't shoot the ball well. We are not good shooting team, I think. Like Sepa and Mike and Jamal. We are not like, all of us are like kind of streaky, not streaky, but just average.
So what changed? Well, in December, Aaron Gordon
trade highlights a key reason why Westbrook and the Lakers struggled to find success. Not only did Los Angeles acquire a 33-year-old Westbrook earning $46 million annually, but they also let go of Kuzma, Caldwell-Pope, and Harrell, who, while not superstars, were definitely reliable role players. Fast forward to 2021, and the Lakers had 3 players racking up a staggering $120.7 million combined. This trio of LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook already exceeded the first salary cap apron. Simply put, the team lacked solid role players and had no dependable bench options. To make things worse, the spacing with Westbrook on the Lakers was disastrous. Most people will say that during his time there, the spacing suffered significantly, largely due to his poor three-point shooting. With minimal depth behind the big three, the Lakers became one of the least competitive teams in the NBA. But to complicate things further, after stating he had absolutely no expectations about being a Laker, he was deemed toxic in the locker room. It seems like this: I had no expectations. That's why you don't know, you can't grasp what I envisioned. I had no expectations and approach every situation the same. The whole era was just a complete disaster. Laker fans began to heckle Russell Westbrook. I consider myself his biggest fan. They called me Westbrook, and Russell, you sucker. The Lakers are struggling. They're returning home this Sunday afternoon with a 12:30 tip-off. To be frank, there isn't one specific reason why Russell Westbrook didn't succeed with the Lakers. It was more of an amalgamation of various factors that severely affected the team. After what can be described as a disastrous 130-game period in Los Angeles, he was finished in the city. Or was he? After being traded to the Utah Jazz as part of a salary dump and then having his contract bought out immediately, Russell Westbrook selected his next team, choosing to reunite with his former OKC Thunder teammate Paul George on the Los Angeles Clippers. To his credit, he undoubtedly performed better and even displayed glimpses of his former self in the playoffs. Don't misunderstand me, he certainly wasn't the Russell Westbrook who averaged a 22-point triple-double with Washington just 2 years prior, but he was undoubtedly fulfilling a role on a Clippers squad that reached the playoffs twice, but ultimately, that's all he was at the conclusion of his time with the Clippers, a role player. He was regarded as a 35-year-old veteran capable of providing valuable minutes off the bench, no more, no less. However, something shifted, and honestly, I don't believe even Russell Westbrook anticipated it. When Russell Westbrook joined the Denver Nuggets, it appeared to be a desperate attempt to fill the void left by KCP. This may stray from the point, but can you imagine if someone suggested a team was replacing KCP with Russell Westbrook 8 years ago? It's just amusing. Clearly, in the current NBA, KCP represents the perfect role player, offering significant defensive energy and ranking among the top 3-point shooters, fitting seamlessly into any team. Yet after losing KCP, the Nuggets sought guard depth as he departed in free agency to the Orlando Magic. To address that depth, they acquired Russell Westbrook, who was seen as a reliable 6th or 7th man off the bench. At the start of the season, that's essentially what he delivered. From the season's onset to December 7th, the Nuggets held an 11-10 record. If they continued like this, playoff prospects seemed bleak, and it wasn't Nikola Jokic's fault since he was almost averaging a triple-double. We aren't a strong shooting team, I think only Mike and Andrew are better. The rest of us are fairly average, not particularly streaky. So, what shifted? In December, Aaron Gordon and Jamal Murray had to sit out games due to injuries, leading to Russell Westbrook stepping into the starting role. It's reasonable to say that this was when everything began to fall into place for the Denver Nuggets. In games where Westbrook has been a starter this season, the Nuggets have a record of 14 wins and 5 losses. Up until December 13th, Westbrook was averaging merely 11 points, 4 rebounds, and over 6 assists while playing just under 25 minutes each game. However, after December 13th, he really stepped up his performance, now averaging over 16 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals while logging over 30 minutes of playtime. That shift is due to Russ's impact on the starting lineup. But make no mistake, this isn't a sudden development. Westbrook is currently playing the most efficient basketball he's ever played. Yes, you heard that correctly. At age 36, he has achieved the highest effective field goal percentage of his career, higher by 2%. You might be asking how that's possible. Well, listen to his explanation about the changes. The guys have developed chemistry that takes years to build. He considers playing off the best player in the world a great opportunity, and he makes it really easy for himself. And everyone else too. There it is, that's the response. Although it may appear straightforward, it's the reality, or at least part of it. Not to go off on a tangent about Nikola Jokic because honestly, I could talk for hours, but I genuinely think that when his career concludes, he'll be recognized as one of the greatest big men ever. If the Nuggets can provide him with adequate support, he could contend for the title of the greatest center in NBA history. Jokic excels at creating open shots for his teammates by spacing the floor, distributing the ball effectively, and drawing the defense's focus away from his teammates. As I mentioned, that's partly why Westbrook and the Nuggets are thriving currently. The other factor is that Russell Westbrook is no longer earning over $40 million annually. He's now on a $3 million deal, which is $40 million less than what he received from the Lakers, allowing Denver to compensate Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, DeAndre Jordan, and, of course, no one can forget Zeke Nye. Seriously, this guy averages about 5 minutes per game and is on a 4-year, $32 million contract, which is why the Nuggets couldn't retain KCP. However, I don't believe Russell Westbrook is particularly upset about that. But wait, there's more. The Denver Nuggets' first-round pick from last year, Julian Scrow, has also been a tremendous depth addition. To illustrate how different things are, let's compare Russell Westbrook's current position with the Denver Nuggets to his previous situation with the Los Angeles Lakers. In Los Angeles, Westbrook was consuming a large portion of the salary cap, which restricted trading and free agency possibilities. He found himself in a scenario where the spacing was far from ideal. All the supporting players, plus a recent draft pick, were traded away to bring him in, and to top it off, the media in law is filled with jerks, and except for me, I'm not involved in the media. I'm just a guy creating YouTube content at home. I'm sure some of you have met me. I'm a nice person, but in Denver it's completely different. Russell Westbrook signed for the veteran minimum, which permitted Denver to retain all their current role players. One of their recent late first-round selections has developed into a valuable contributor. The offense is well-spaced, which enhances Westbrook's offensive game, and finally, the whole city, along with its media, is much more relaxed, which reduces the pressure on him. Like I mentioned, it's fair to say that the setting in Denver is a total shift from what he experienced as a Laker. Additionally, I think it's relevant to point out that in Denver he holds more of a veteran leadership role, whereas with the Lakers he could only ever play second fiddle to LeBron James regarding experience. Another noteworthy aspect of Westbrook in Denver is how he appears to be enjoying himself. Again, to be straightforward, he essentially embodies this meme: "I think I got my swagger back." The guy is clearly having a blast playing basketball that he has experienced throughout his life. And how can I demonstrate this? Well, just watch this clip of him informing the Rockets bench that Jalen Green previously played for his AAU team. Could you ever envision Russell Westbrook speaking like this in a Lakers or Clippers jersey? No, certainly not. He's relishing life once more. He feels entirely revitalized, and sure, the context contributes significantly, but another individual who deserves considerable recognition is longtime Nuggets head coach Malone. He entered here. This is a guy who's a guaranteed Hall of Famer, one of the finest point guards ever to play, and what I respect greatly about him, aside from the leadership and grit he brings daily, is he has zero ego. He states, "I'm playing alongside that guy. I'm going to elevate his game, and if I accomplish that, it signifies I'm fulfilling my role to assist this team in winning." He came here with a singular purpose: to aid us in becoming champions. You can sense how deeply Mike Malone appreciates Russell Westbrook. He's someone who admired Westbrook's play before he joined the Nuggets, and when he had the opportunity to collaborate with him, he understood precisely how to unlock his scoring prowess. At age 36, he's got Russell Westbrook performing as if he's a decade younger out there. Russ is casually posting triple-doubles alongside Jokic now, but don't overlook the truly flawless triple-double in the game against the Jazz in December. He achieved a perfect shooting percentage, scoring 16 points, grabbing 10 rebounds, and providing 10 assists along with 4 steals, all without committing any turnovers. It's not unreasonable to assert that we are currently witnessing one of the finest seasons of Russell Westbrook that we've seen in years, and he's performing in a manner that's unprecedented for him. However, this raises another question: what does the future hold for the Denver Nuggets and Russell Westbrook? Many overlook this aspect, but Westbrook joined the Denver Nuggets for the veteran minimum, turning down more lucrative offers from other teams. So, what influenced his decision to select the Nuggets with significantly less pay instead of pursuing better financial opportunities with a different team? The answer is quite straightforward. He desires to win a championship. That's the only accolade missing from his resume, or to compete for one. He's not going to let his personal finances obstruct team success, in my opinion. He likely could have chosen another team and earned more than $6 million. It's apparent what the aspirations of Russell Westbrook and the Nuggets are, yet their goals may not align perfectly. Even though Westbrook has been excelling, clearly boosting the Nuggets into a formidable contender in the Western Conference, I still encounter individuals suggesting they should trade him. While I comprehend the rationale behind that, it's likely that they could exchange him for a reasonable draft pick. Perhaps a few supportive players, but that's basically it. It's evident what Russell Westbrook and the Nuggets aim for, yet the Nuggets face other challenges, especially when the playoffs arrive. Do they possess sufficient depth for extensive playoff journeys? The reason they failed to defend their NBA title is likely linked to the losses of Jeff Green and Bruce Brown, and after further off-season departures this year, one must question if Russell Westbrook can suffice and maintain his effectiveness in the playoffs. Ultimately, if Westbrook can lead a significant playoff effort for the Denver Nuggets, I could envision him returning on a similar deal, mainly because he has accrued substantial earnings over his career. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you believe this new version of Russell Westbrook is here to stay, or is he just excelling temporarily, fading by April? I'm eager for your feedback. Meanwhile, I'm your boy Hoop Hub, and I'm signing off until our next upload.